Well, after a short break, it is time to get down to the business end of the second day of official competition for the 2025 BNL Karting Series season, live and direct from the home of champions, Karting Genk in Belgium. Hello everyone, Alex Goldschmidt here once again with you. And, well, it's going to be an exciting 4 races. We have been so busy, such a packed timetable over the past 2 days where drivers from all around the globe have ventured to this 1,360 metre, 13-turn clockwise circuit just about 15 minutes away from the Dutch border. Plus also, yesterday evening saw drivers secure points. But more importantly, when we head to Marienburg on the 17th and the 18th of May, we are going to find out who will be our points leaders. And then, of course, I won't be in the commentary box next time, but Dan Pepples will be more than able to provide you with the play-by-play over the course of round 2, and I'll be back in the office for the 21st and the 22nd of June for round 3, and back for the season finale in the last weekend of September. Of course, we've started the road to the 2025 Road Tax Max Challenge Grand Finals that take place from the 29th of November to the 6th of December amidst the sands of the Persian Gulf. But it's been sunny all weekend long. That continues to be the case here on Sunday afternoon. And for the first time today on the finals, we head down to the dummy grid. And it's for our first of 4 respective finals. It's time for DD2 and DD2 Masters. There is Antoine Babarou for RM Concept as we go to the final for day 2 for DD2 and DD2 Masters here at the BNL Karting Series. There is the man that secured the maximum haul of 55 points yesterday, that man being Zem Knopiers. There is also one of the many drivers from RS Competition that are here with us this weekend. There is the 498 of Lawrence Hervos, the front bumper having had a little bit of scuffage, let's say. Alongside him is Christophe Capitan, also one of the drivers for Mogan Riche's team. So we are just waiting and biding our time. The main thing being is that we have drivers that will definitely be very, very competitive. And it's 16 degrees Celsius, which it has been for pretty much quite a lot of the day here, to be completely honest with you. But can Zem Knopiers go into Marienburg in just over 2 months' time, make that about 9 weeks from now, as the series leader? Drivers who have secured this championship in years past include the likes of Rudy Champion, Christophe Adams, Carl Clibor. When you look at the Masters side, when you look at DD2, Sean Babington, amongst other people. I think also one of those other drivers, I do have my list to hand, as the drivers make their way out onto the tarmac. So, Matthias Detige, Zen Derua, Sean Babington, Ferenc Kanzar from Hungary, Kevin Luddy back in the days in 2016, Barry Pullinger, Zana Shriblack, Glenn Van Parijs, Mark Kimber, Tom Bracken, and last year, Nikita Genza. In Masters, well, Carl Clibor picked up another title last year and is the current reigning and double successive champion, 2023-2024. Paul Louvaux from France took the title in 2022. Rudy Champion 2020. Carl Clibor took the title in 2021. Christophe Adams is a 5-time DD2 Masters champion, spanning all the way back to 2011. And he was the man that got a quad Pete, so 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Jim Ringleberg, Ian Gepps and Ronald Billings added to that list. This final that now goes on to its formation lap. Here is your starting grid ahead of 15 minutes, plus a lap of racing. Zem Knopfjes and Antoine Barbarou on the front row. William Norbeek and Lawrence Herboz on row 2. No sign of Cosimo Durante from Italy. Might be in the repair area, possibly. And was due to start on the inside of row 3. Christophe Capita starts on the outside of row 3. Nikolai Christensen and Frederick Zebis, the two Danes, on row 4. Nicola Guillaume and Tino Egeskov round out row 5. Jeremy Brasler and Jonathan Morin round out row 6. Both DD2 Masters. Ronnie Gudler joined by Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort on row 7. Row 8, Rudis Klavins and Axel Hoos. Kian de Brandt and Christoph Adams. Michael Becker and Hannes Morin. Jonathan Wimmo. William Christensen. Wood Kirstens and Dmitry Ostrovsky. That is your starting grid for this particular final. So we are revs up, lights on, and we get underway. So a couple of drivers showing frustration at the back end of the grid, probably not got the throttle down or mistimed it with the lights. However, the racing has gotten going. And Sam Knopfjes got a pretty good start. Everyone's line astern through into turns 3 and into 4. Kian de Brandt trying to go toe-to-toe with Jonathan Wimore. So it looks like, well, Cosimo Durante might not have made it out in time, but Knopfjes leads the way. Barbarou second. Herboz P3. Nikolai Christensen has got a couple of drivers behind him. Oh, they're all fanning out into turn 12. And Lawrence Herboz trying to get past on William Norbeek, who picked up third place in the pre-final earlier on. Frederick Zebis, however, oh, he's definitely cooking on gas at the minute. He's got plenty of waft on the 433 Kart Republic for SP Motorsports. He's now up to 5th from 8th at the start after just one sole lap. Knopfjes, however, holding on to the racing line. That is the 468. Of Wood Kirstens has already made up 3 positions on the grid. And Emerson, well, we know that when you watch karting, you're fully addicted, my friend. You're a YouTube karting fanatic. And he's cheering on Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort, who currently at the moment is up 5 spots. Brandon's now in the top 10. He's running 9th. And he's got Tino Egeskov just in front of him. After lap 2, Knopfjes starts defending. Herboz trying to go after Norbeek for P3. So there are your intervals. 0.125 between Knopfjes and Barbarou. Norbeek, another additional just over 3 tenths. Nearly 4 tenths between 1st and 4th at the moment with Lawrence Herboz holding on to that position for the meantime. But it's not a case of if. It's a case of when. Oh, now was there drama? Oh, there was nearly a change for the lead there through turn 8. Now, did I see that Frederick Zebis might have gone a bit deep into turn 6? He did, and he's paid the piper for that one. As again, Knopfjes and Barbarou putting the feelers out, coming out of the final corner. And both the top 2 dip to the inside of the start-finish straight. So Zebis, he goes right back down to where he started. Dropped from 5th to 8th. Not too sure if he had a little bit of contact assisting him in that. Person on the move who's just set the fastest lap of this race, Wout Kirsten's 55.354. And he's up 10 places. Another driver on the move is Dmitry Ostrovsky. He's moved up from last and he's currently now P19. But the quartet at the front of the field trying to move away into the distance. But Knopfler is being pushed from pillar to post by Antoine Barberou. Tries for the under-over through into turn 6. The Frenchman nearly made it work, but Knopfler's had that presence of mind to stick it on the racing line and say, no, thou shalt not pass. And no, that's not a Dumbledore quote from Harry Potter either. Warning flag for Tino Egeskov from Denmark. Currently running P10 ahead of Hannes Morin. And, well, Emerson, Brandon's now 10th. But Lawrence Herbos is really starting to put the pressure on. Oh, Knopfler is having to use the runoff area. It compromises Barberou, took the race lead. And Barberou's dropped down to 4th. So all that hard work of putting that pressure on. I'm not too sure if Antoine Barberou felt he was aggrieved. He was a little bit aggrieved, I must be honest. Because he was going for the race lead. And Knopfler now is back in front. Herbo's second. William Norbeke back into P3. So Barberou in 4th. Nikolai Christensen on the Robert Schlinson Experimental Birol Arts. I'm going to have to send that one to Henry Baudet. But we are over 1/3 of the counter timing down and through for the race lead. That is Lawrence Herbos back in front. You're waiting for your Matthew Higgins Driver Academy homework from the man himself. Well, maybe if you get your tail over to Marienborg or to Genk later on this year, Emerson, it'd be a pleasure to have you racing with the Minimax drivers. Well, just goes to show that it's not just school that gives you homework, is it? And that's the God-honest truth right there. Jonathan Wimmer and Michael Becker have dropped towards the bottom end of the field, I'm afraid. Where's Hannes Morin at the moment? Oh, he's up 10 spots. The Flying Swede is up halfway from where he wants to be. Currently 10th. I'm sure he'd like to be at P1. But when I spoke to him and Ludwig Morin, from the man who originated the Morin Racing Academy, which had members such as Hannes, I think if I remember, was Robin Knutsson a member of that, I think. But Matilda Olsson definitely was. So, new fastest lap by Zen Knopfler, who's got a lead of just under a 10th and a half of the... Well, Lawrence Herbos, who's now got a lead of just under a 10th and a half. Barberou's back up into P3. So, we are fast approaching half-time in this race. And more to the point, well, how much closer is Zen Knopfler going to get in the next couple of corners? Well, right on the rear bumper of the 498 from Bouvan Power. So we've got a long way to go in a short time to get there, but Sam Knopfler does not want to wait around. He's through, up the inside, closes off turn 2. Nice little move there from Sam Knopfler on Lawrence Herbos. Manages to get the job done rather expediently and without too much fuss. Wants to make sure that the move is done nice and fair and clean. Antoine Barberou, however, I feel my ears burning about that French driver. will definitely feel aggrieved. And obviously when you've got the adrenaline flowing through your veins and you're battling for a maximum score of 55 points per final if you win, and that's in the major classes, so mini, junior, senior, DD2. But coming up to the 5.5 minute mark remaining, this will mean, if it stays like it is right now, Zem Knopfius will lead us into Marienborg as the points leader. Nikolai Christensen would move up into P4 overall, but more importantly, he would move in. Well, he would stay in the lead of the DD2 Masters classification. With what would it be? He'd be the only master in the top 8. So Knopfius, in terms of the prediction, well, the top 3 in each class, when we put together the totals from the finals from both days, that will be how the podium is decided, not the last race of the weekend like we used to do last season. Oh no! There was a bit of a touch. Oh, Barbarou into the back of Herbos, and Herbos over the back bumper, the back of Knopfius. They ran into turn 1. Barbarou went for it, and, well, effectively, Herbos had nowhere to go. His front bumper went over the rear of Zem Knopfius, and, well, Herbos was around, and he has dropped about 4 seconds worth of time. That is going to drop him out of the top 3 in terms of the running order. As who was that flying? There have been some absolutely gutsy moves, and I'm not surprised. Well, Antoine Barbarou's just got the warning flag from race control. He now leads, and this will put it onto 1:07 apiece between the pair. So it's 55 for a win, 52 for second. If you get the double bubble, it's 110 points. And now, Sam Knopfius, he's going to have to play the waiting game a little bit here, isn't he? It's just over 4 minutes to go. He can hold back a little bit, but not to the point, back to the point where it's detrimental. Meantime, new fastest lap has been set. And, well, all I'm going to say is this. Jaws music engaged courtesy of Hannes Morin. 20th was his starting position, and with 3.5 minutes to go, the Swede, the two-time European Rotax Evo and E20 champion, is now up 14 places and is at the end of this 6-cart train that is leading the way. Lawrence Herbos, however, is down in 12th. Oh, and a dive and a half into turn 10. Oh, Sam Knopfius got it all wrong. It scattered the cat amongst the pigeons. And through went William Nordbeek of Denmark. Whoa. The fireworks have been lit well and truly. Mamma mia, that was brilliant. And now we got another move. This time on Knopfius, it was Frederick Zebis. So all it started from was Knopfius diving up the inside of Barbarou. Barbarou had nowhere to go. And then straight away, William Nordbeek went, yep, thank you very much. And all I'm going to say is, Wout Kirstens is on a charge like Hannes Morin, up 16 places. Oh, Morin skirting over the curbing. Christensen moves his out, and through goes Wout Kirstens. Through goes, who else? Axel Hoos, possibly? Brandon Klein Nagelvort's also like a kid in a sweet shop at the minute. He must be rubbing his hands right now. My godfathers. So it's now come down to this. Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort now up into 6th place. Because as soon as we just saw that move just happen, turn 10, it's happened twice. And it has really, really set a... We had one at turn 10, one bit of argy-bargy at turn 8, and we ain't done yet. Oh, Hannes Morin, that was the latest lunge I've seen. Oh, Nikolai Christensen's off. Oh, the Birolard experiment has just been yeeted. Exit stage left. Morin up the inside of Wout Kirstens. It then caused a chain reaction. Oh, I don't know what to say. It's getting awfully messy out there. This just goes to show how things can change. And Nikolai Christensen, oh, that dumps him down to 7th. But it's going to keep him ahead of his nearest competitor in DD2 Masters. It's going to put Nikolai Christensen will not be leading DD2 Masters after that travesty that's just befell him. Christophe Capitan becomes the only driver in DD2 Masters that will be in the top 8 and will take home the weekend winner trophy. Knopfius, however, still might be running in 2nd. We've got 22 on the clock to go. Barbarou will be 2nd on 101. Frederick Zebis will be 7 points away from the lead of the standings. 2 laps to go. I honestly cannot believe my eyes at some points when drivers go, yep, let's give it a go. Jonathan Wimmer goes down to 22nd. We have lost Kian de Brandt in the meantime, but can Antoine Barbarou get through on Frederick Zebis? Because if that's the case, that might help him a little bit here. So Zem Knopfius. So if Antoine Barbarou goes up to 2nd place to 3rd place, that'll give him 50 points. So final lap of the weekend for DD2 and DD2 Masters. And who would have thought of this? William Norbeek, difficult qualifying, and comes flying back with the greatest of ease, does the Dane. So into turn 5 for the final time. Norbeek's got to be careful though. Knopfius is closing. Knopfius will want to round this out with a double victory, but can he put the pressure on now? That's the big question at this point. So it's going to be the rundown out of turn 9 into turn 10. Barbarou is through on Frederick Zebis, bringing him to within 5 points of Zem Knopfius, but through into the final couple of corners. Knopfius dives to the inside on Norbeek. He steamrolls his way through, takes the win, and with it, takes the championship lead going into Marienborg in 9 weeks' time. A maximum score for the Netherlands, Zem Knopfius, winner in Final 1, winner in Final 2, and now official points leader in the series. And he's also wearing Taze Dams' old race suit as well. So Zem Knopfius provisionally wins final number 2 after 16 minutes and 37 seconds. Total distance covered, nearly 24.5 of this 1,360 metre circuit. So Knopfius, Barbarou, Norbeek, the latter so close to picking up a win. Then Frederick Zebis, Axel Hoos, Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort, Christophe Capitan wins in Masters and will leave as the Masters standings leader in 7th. Hannes Morin, Wout Kirstens, William Christensen ran out your top 10. Nicolas Guillaume, Tino Egeskov, Dimitri Ostrovsky, 2nd in Masters, 13th overall. Lawrence Herboz, Ronnie Gutler, Jonathan Morin, P3 in DD2 Masters this time around, ahead of Michael Becker, Jeremy Brasler, Nikolai Christensen, Christoph Adams, Jonathan Wimmer and Rudis Klavins rounding out the finishers, covered by just over 13 seconds after those laps were completed. Kian de Brandt out and Cosimo Durante unfortunately not taking the start. That's it for DD2 and DD2 Masters. We'll see them back on the 17th and 18th of May for round 2 at Marienburg. Next up, we go to our youngest heroes in the Rotax Racing family, Mini and Mini Rookie. The final, day 2, up next. Oh, there we go. A lovely little wave there from Riley Morrow here as the Mini Max and Mini Rookie Top 36 final is ready to get underway. And it's so wonderful to see new talents ply their trade here at the home of champions. There's Max Jolly, the new superstar in Mini Max at Strawberry Racing. And then we've also got another one of the Sam Pollitt Racing Brigade, Austin Gibson, lining up on the outside of row number 2. There's Austin Aman in the 121, gets the Iridium visor down. And then look at this, SFR Motorsports' very own Tom Reed. Come on, Tom, give us a wave. Hopefully he'll hear me. There we go, brilliant. Also, another driver that's been really impressing me today, Francis Macandria Quesada in the 104 for MKC Motorsports. Oh, it's Jazz Hands Leo in the background, ladies and gentlemen. He's waving with both hands. There you go. You got your nickname now. He's happy. Jeff Verbeek also there. Lewis Boots with the most discerning wave. But look at that man. Leo Living's always smiling. These are just some of the characters that we have. And we have a double thumbs up from Leo as well. So double bubble. There we go. And he's wearing the good old KR Sports Sunday whites. And Macandria Quesada absolutely showed prowess in the heats today. Watch out for this young French superstar who will be a force to be reckoned with. And, well, one of our German friends there, Dimitar Lazarov, for C4 Racing. Just behind is going to be Harry Radcliffe in the 113, but there's Lewis Boots on the Falcon Racing entry in the 130. Lewis has also had some pretty good performances over the course of the weekend. So, it's time to start your engines, rev up and get ready. It's time for the Mini Max and Mini Rookie Final. 12 minutes plus an additional lap to see who will take the top step on the podium and, more importantly, the championship lead heading into round 2 in 9 weeks at Marienburg for the BNL Karting Series. Let's take you through the starting grid. So it's Riley Morrow and Max Jolly on the front row. Austin Aman and Austin Gibson. Lockout row 2. It's a top 5 lockout for the UK, courtesy of SFR Motorsports' Tom Reed, who lines up on the inside of row number 3. He'll be joined by Bouvin Power's finest, Jeff Verbeek, who starts 6th. Marc-André Casada for MKC Motorsport representing France will be joined by Jazz Hands Leo Livings from the United Kingdom from KR Sport on row 4. Germany's Dimitar Lazarov and Belgium's Lewis Boots round out your top 10. All British, row 6 with Harry Radcliffe joined by Jensen Walker. Andreas Jellerup and Victor Reitz, row 7. Conrad Doyle and Malte Holm making an all Danish, row 8. An all Dutch, row 9 with Lawrence van Vlaanderen and Ryan Rampadarath. Harris Barber and Klaus Hans complete your top 20. And rounding out the 36 strong are as follows: Paul Dussard, Leon Herbos, Matthias Verreken, Mick Klinkers, Tiger Holdhausen, Kian Hay, Alfie Mayer, Tristan Abeels, Trent Van Melk, Finn Albert Jorgensen, Amelie Davy, Ralf Rakaitis, Noah Stehouder, Anton Christensen, Arlo Gamble, the other mini rookie that we've got alongside Kian Hay, with Mila de Kousmaker rounding out your 36 strong grid. Right, for some reason I am seeing red flags, and the digital flags are being brandished at the moment on the digi flags around the marshal posts. Looks like we might not be in full complete, well, in the proper order with regards to the grid positioning. So looks like that's why they have red flagged the race before we've even got things going. So it is just to double check. Obviously we want to make sure that everyone is in the right position before we go racing. So there will be a slight delay. So they've got members of the team here for the BNL Karting Series on hand, especially with grids thereof. So they're just double checking and waving them through. Also a good opportunity to get an extra degree of temperature in the tyres. Victor Reitz waving around like I don't know what, Billy-O. So they want to make sure that everyone's in the correct grid position. So they will give them another formation lap. Sometimes these things do happen, folks. It's part and parcel of what happens. And then we've got Dion in the middle there with the Grand Finals Team Belgium hoodie. Manuel Branco, also our race director, helping to direct traffic. Okay, right. So there we go. 118. On the is on the right hand side, actually meant to be on the left, so they are directing the traffic respectively. So Noah Stehouder due to start 33rd. Right, okay, so we've got Finn Albert Jorgensen there, who's due to start 30th. Okay, right. So there is a little bit of juxtaposing with this grid. Okay, that's 135. Ralf Rakaitis, who should be behind Finn Albert Jorgensen. So Ralf Rakaitis has jumped the gun, so to speak. But they may have made an adjustment to the... So Ralf Rakaitis is... okay, so there is a change to the grid that I got. So, yeah, it is going to be the fact that Finn Albert Jorgensen due to start behind Ralf Rakaitis in the amended grid. So Finn Albert Jorgensen due to start 34th. So I was reading through the wrong grid there, my apologies. However, We do have the revised grids. Okay, so the starting order will be as follows in the revised grid that have just basically been informed. Well, they were live as of 6 minutes ago, so that's calling it close. All right, Riley Morrow and Max Jolly start on the front row. Austin Amon and Austin Gibson row 2. Tom Reed, Jeff Bake, Casada, Livings, Lazaroff, Boots. That's your top 10. Top 20 completed by Radcliffe, Walker, Yellerup, Reutz, Doyle, Holm, Van Vlanderen, Rampadarath, Barber and Hans. Dussard, Herbos, Verreken, Klinkers, Holthausen, Kian Hay, Alfie Mayer, Tren van Merk, Tristan Nabeels, Emily Davey, Noah Stehouder, Ralph Rakaitis, Anton Christensen, Finn Albert Jorgensen, Arlo Gamble and Milo de Gaussmaker round out your 36 strong grid. Right, Goldschmidt, breathe. There we go. Right, done. So it looks like Arlo Gamble has not made it onto the start. So whether Arlo Gamble might be released from the dummy grid or the repair area. Frank Geertz saying, come on, Matthias Verreken. So, we've already had DD2 and DD2 Masters. Now Mini and Mini Rookie take centre stage as the stars of our show. And, oh, my goodness me. The most views we've had so far all weekend long. Nearly 350 people watching on the YouTube stream. Thank you so much for everybody that has taken the time to enjoy karting as part of the big motorsport family. So the drivers now crawling their way. The anticipation builds. Who will lead? Mini and Mini Rookie leaving the home of champions. Let's find out in about 13 and a half minutes time as we go revs up. Lights on. And the lights are green, we're underway. Let's go racing. One more time for Mini and Mini Rookie. Look at the fan house at the back of the field. It was 4, 5, 6 wide. Oh no! Big drama. That's the 125. Jensen Walker parked on the inside of turn 1. It's disaster for the 125 from the United Kingdom. Meantime, battle for the race lead is really starting to heat up. We're not even a lap through. But Jensen Walker started 12th, is going to be a long way down the order. He lost the best part of nearly 5 seconds. And good to see Pia Jorgensen saying, come on, Finn Albert. Well, let's see how the pecking order lies after the opening lap. Well, Max Jolly is not leading. He's not second. He's not third. He's down in fourth. And what's more, it's Riley Morrow that leads the way. Second, Max Jolly. Second, and he said, oh, I did drop to clanger there. Second, Austin Gibson. My apologies there. Austin Amman P3. Max Jolly fourth. Now, Austin Gibson finds himself down to third. Behind the other Austin Amman. Tom Reed is there. Jeff Abate, purple in sector number 1. And at the minute, well, it's more the case of how are things going to pan out today. And Riley Morrow, at this moment, is currently leading through the podium side of things, and also the way things are looking out on track. He's leading by nearly a tenth and a half ahead of Austin Amman as we complete lap number 1. One driver's just got on the black and white warning flag. So there you see top 5 covered by just under 8.5 tenths of a second, rounded out by Max Jolly from Strawberry Racing. Purple for Jeff Abate, sector 1. Alfie Mayer, sector 2. Andreas Yellerup, sector 3. And these laps are going to go very, very quickly indeed. So 9 minutes on the counter, 3 minutes down, 9 to go. A quarter of the race time expired so far. The leaders come out of turn number 13. 5 little Minimax drivers all line astern in a row, covered by half a second. And side by side between Austin Gibson and Tom Reed. Could that allow Max Jolly to get through for 4th place? Not quite. He tried to fire the kart up the inside of the 110 from SFR Motorsport, but Tom Reed was absolutely having none of it. So 8.25 minutes still to go, plus an additional lap. And the battle continues onward. Now, I'm going to say this with 8 minutes plus an additional lap to go. We're a third of the way down the timer counting down. And it's not just the top 6 that could be in contention. I think anyone in the top 10 at least could win this race. But it's the Sam Pollock Racing 1-2. Riley Morrow leads Austin Amman. Tom Reed for SFR in third. 3 Sam Pollock Racing karts in the top 4, courtesy of Austin Gibson. Strawberry Racing's hopes lie on 1 Max Jolly. And now that's going to be a move for 3rd and 4th. Gibson through, Jolly through, Reed down to 5th. Finn Albert Jorgensen watch has now been engaged. 13 places gained. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race, 59.498. Other drivers moving up the order. Alfie Mayer started 27th. Now one place away from the top 10. Mick Klinkers started 24th as all. Dive and a half there from Max Jolly. Austin Gibson gives as good as he can get. And then Tom Reed gets through to retake 4th. Oh, we are definitely alive here, well and truly, in Mini Max and Mini Rookie. So Alfie Mayer now past Victor Deutz and is 10th. And there's still 6.5 minutes to go. Biggest upset? Alfie Mayer makes it into the top 5 at least. At least. There is an opportunity. So Alfie Mayer, if he needs to get into the top 5, he is 2.9 seconds away. Approximately. Well, let's call it 3 seconds to stop being pedantic, Alex. So there is an opportunity because people are going to battle away. Now Tom Reed dives up the inside through at turns 12 and 13. gets through on Austin Gibson. Black and white warning flag for the 162 of Paul Dussart from France, down in 25th. But Riley Morrow and Austin Amman, they are trying to break the toe. They're trying to pull away. Alfie Mehr, who is effectively 6.5 tenths behind Germany's Dimitar Lazarov, is on the verge of possibly going 9th. Now, this is where things can get a little bit fraught, a little bit touchy, so to speak. There's adrenaline going through the roof. There's the goose pimples on the forearms, the hairs on the back of your neck. Well, that's exactly happening to me at the moment, mainly because of the fact that seeing these young drivers, mini rookie, 7 to 9 years of age, mini max, 10 to 13, and they are racing like this. It is one of the most wonderful sights to see when these young drivers, when you've seen drivers in this class in years past, Max Verstappen, Stan Pex, Max Timmermans, Charles Opterbeek, Ries Viveret, Rens van Pelt, Glenn van Berlo, Mike van Vugt, Kai Gillets, Tom Heinertz, Tim Gerhardt, Thomas Stauver, Mateo Denkovic, Max Sidursky, Jacob Ashcroft, and last year the champion Jensen Chalk. So there's so much great talent in this class, and it is being showcased. It really, really is. Lewis Boots has moved up 3 places. Leo Livings, your jazz hands aren't quite working at the moment, I'm afraid, mate. He's down to 21st. But things aren't over yet. We have a lot of racing still to do. But Max Jolly has just fired it up the inside to go through on Tom Reed. That is 3rd position. And Jolly isn't out of the woods quite yet, but he's got to try and see if he can indirectly work with Tom Reed to close in. Now, Morrow and Amman, if they finish as they are, Morrow will be leading the standings, Amman will be 2nd on countback, and Jolly will be 3rd, level on points with Amman. Tom Reed, however, if he gets past Max Jolly, that could see a little bit of a change in the top 3. And look at this. Jolly latching onto the back bumper of Austin Amman, who looks over his right shoulder. 9 laps completed, 3 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Oh, this is what I love about this style of racing and at this track. When you've got 4 drivers who are equaling each other. Oh, sideways and a save from Austin Amman. Oh, that could have gone horribly wrong. If he'd gone over any further sideways, Max Jolly would have hit into the side of him with his front bumper. And now through, wrestles his way past as Max Jolly. But Austin Amman with the save of the weekend at turn 5. It was, that was definitely one that you nearly needed to close your eyes for. And there is still, oh no, and there's a touch. There's a touch. That was Riley Morrow. Oh, there was the slightest glance. Bumper to bumper, Max Jolly and Riley Morrow having the slightest of touches. And, oh, well, yeah, Jolly went to turn in. I'm wondering if his bumper's gone in as well. And, well, that has really caused the biggest problem there for Riley Morrow, who would have leading this weekend. I'm waiting to see. Well, Riley's just lost in comparison with Max Jolly, 2.4 seconds. So we go through in towards turns 12 and 13. Jolly on the road is leading with a minute to go. We're probably going to get 2 laps, I think, as Austin Oman has an opportunity. And Riley Morrow is in 6th place. There's been a possible incident a little bit further back with Ralf Rakaitis and I think maybe Milo de Goldschmidt. Jensen Walker now up into 32nd. We got we are coming down towards the end of this race. Jolly might win on the road, but that has the signs of possible race control investigation on it. And that would probably more than likely put Austin Oman into the points lead, leaving this round. We're coming down to the final few seconds of this race. 2 to go. Line cross with 1 second to spare. Max Jolly, well, you can see the indent there on the front bumper of the Tony Kart for the Strawberry Racing driver. Finn Albert Jorgensen now up into P16. Wondering if there's someone with a noisy exhaust. Might be that the baffles on one of the karts has gone awry. But Finn Albert Jorgensen from 34th on the grid, now 16th. Mick Klinkers up from 24th, now 10th. Alfie Mayer started 27th, now running 8th. Timer has expired. And Max Jolly leads Austin Oman and Tom Reed. Riley Morrow recovered and is currently sitting in P6, about 8 tenths back. So Max Jolly leads us on to the final lap of this weekend for the Mini and Mini Rookie contingent here at the Home of Champions, leading by just under 3 tenths of a second ahead of Austin Oman and Tom Reed. So the leaders go down the European for the final time here on lap number 14. Jolly leads. Oman might want to try and make the move and get it done out on track. Tom Reed waiting in the wings, but the corners are counting down, as are the windows of opportunity for Austin Oman. Through into turn 10, through into turn 11 for the final time. Turns 12 and 13 need to be negotiated now. Austin Oman swinging it to the outside. Is he going to go for the over-under? He's going to go up the inside of Max Jolly. It's a photo finish, and it's going to be on the road. Max Jolly that wins by 28 thousandths of a second. Austin Oman in P2. Tom Reed takes 3rd. Austin Gibson and Riley Morrow round out your provisional top 5 ahead of Alfie Mayer from 27th to 6th on the grid. Marc-André Quesada 7th, Lewis Boots, Jeff Verbeek and Mick Klinkers, who made up 14 places to finish 10th, rounds out your top 10. Dimitar Lazarov, Leon Herbos, Andreas Jerup, Harris Barber, Finn Albert Jorgensen, 19 places gained to take home 15th. Ryan Rampadarath, Lawrence von Vlonderen, Leo Livings, Malte Holm, and congratulations Kian Hay in Mini Rookie. Started 26th and finished in 20th. Victor Reitz, Matthias Verreken, Tristan Abils, Klaus Hans, Harry Radcliffe, Tygo Holthausen, Amelie Davey, Noah Steyhalder, Sven van Melik, Conrad Doyle, Anton Christensen, Jensen Walker, Milo de Karlsmaker, Ralf Rakaitis and Paul Dussart round out the 35. They all finished 14 laps and came to within 36.3 seconds of each other. And provisionally, your standings leader after the opening 2 finals is the 116 of Max Jolly from the United Kingdom. Riley Morrow on 103, Austin Oman 101, Tom Reed and Austin Gibson round out your top 5, with it all being a British lockout. Lewis Boots from Belgium, Alfie Mayer from the UK, and from the Netherlands, Mick Klinkers provisionally round out your top 8. Now, obviously, the scores that I've said are provisional pending any sporting or technical decisions being mentioned post-race. Well, we have 2 more finals to go. And next up, we go from Mini and Mini Rookie to Junior Rotax. Their final is coming up now.
¿Estás a ouvir? Não entendi, Luís. Luís, não estou a ouvir.
Now, time for our penultimate race of the weekend. We go to Junior Rotax. It's the top 36 final. 54 drivers ventured to the home of champions. 36, once again in the second day in a row, have made it to this stage. Here's your starting order. Points leader starts from pole position. Jacob Ashcroft, the defending champion, lines up on the inside of the front row. He'll be joined by Vince van der Holle from Belgium. Boris Maximov and Noah Barham will be on row number 2. Mate Gobahidze and Storm van Rossum round out row 3. Row 4, it's Luca van Leer and Lars Lambers. Row 5, Christian Sejersen and Harry Freeman. Row 6, Ryan Gandor and Max Sidursky. Row 7, Shun Sekaguchi and Boris Verhaag. Row 8, Thomas Verheyen and Jente Moonen. Row 9, Louis Radcliffe and Lenny Hobiolagash. Frederick Flood Engebretts and Len Abbas ran at your top 20. Completing the grid, Lucas Dorder, Lieke van Berkel, Alex Goodson, Sebastian Lersch, Jack Collinson, Ethan Griffiths, Erin Unlodogan, Rory Armstrong, Ludwig Hansson, Andrea Lavazza, Hannah Kreitz, Eric Bransborg, Marcus Papp, Kieran Stewart, Nicolas Machon and Ava Morris, showing as the 36 drivers. Now, there are 4 drivers that I have not seen come through on the live timing. So, Unlodogan, Bransborg, Papp and Morris. I don't see whether we have anybody in the repair area. So those drivers might have called time. Even if you do finish 36, you'll still pick up 28 points. So it's when you hit 1 or 2 points, you wonder whether it might be worth it. But those drivers might consider this as a drop score. Best 6 out of 8 results decide the champions. Ashcroft, coming into this race, leads by 3 points ahead of Vince van der Holle. Red lights on the gantry as we get set and ready for 12 minutes plus an additional lap of Junior Rotax action. Out of the final corner, into the tram lines. Revs up, lights out. And we are underway. Great start there by Jacob Ashcroft. But Vince van der Holle has lost second. Oh, and look, they're all trying to force their way through. Is everyone going to get through? No, big incident at turn 2. Kart on top of another. 2:58. Shun Sekaguchi from Japan gets collected and was on top of Lars Lambers. Oh. Now, if Shun Sekaguchi is he has. Oh, and Lars Lambers' Nassau panel, that was a bit down, let's say. Wasn't in the true position. But my goodness me, Lambers has called it. He said, that's it. The cart's not going anywhere. I cannot believe it. That is one of the... I've never seen that in all my years of commentating here at the Home of Champions. Right, slippery surface flag has just been indicated at Marshall Post 1, going into T1. So the drivers are going to have to be very, very careful. So, let's see, I'm waiting. Now, is Shun Sekaguchi going to continue? Yes! After that scare, Shun Sekaguchi has decided, I'm going to carry on. Very, very lucky driver there. Oh, and Josh Graham, good to have you with us. Good to have you with us. Mate, when you and your dad Trev coming back? I miss you. We all missed you. Josh Graham, great young driver. I think now in seniors. After lap 1, Jacob Ashcroft. Make that to lap 2. Jacob Ashcroft leads by 0.4 of a second ahead of Woz Maximov. So it puts Ashcroft on 110. Van der Halle, who's now down in 4th. That puts him P2. Harry Freeman at the moment is currently 9th. That will put him on 91 points. There's Luca Van Leer having to battle away with Vince van der Halle. Matti Kobahidze is not too far behind. No, neither is Noah Barham, who's 6 points away from a potential podium if he strikes it lucky. Well, Shun Sekaguchi wasn't, it was Ethan, we had Ethan Griffiths, Shun Sekaguchi, Thomas Verheyen was the other driver I was trying to find who it was. But 9 minutes plus an additional lap. So Vince van der Halle back through on Noah Barham, up to P3. Luca Van Leer now ahead of Matti Kobahidze. Kobahidze currently running in 6th place. Down a position from where he started. So the slippery surface flag looks to have been retracted. And Shun Sekaguchi, folks, I'm afraid that our friends over in Japan, it is a shame for Shun Sekaguchi. He was looking so promising. Shun has retired the kart after trying to see if the kart would still be working. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. It's been a real pleasure seeing that young driver from Japan in action, and hopefully it's not the last time. And Shun Sekaguchi with 29th will pick up 24 points for today. And Ollie D saying, Jacob, get your head down. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Mr. Ashcroft at the front end of the field. Meantime, Matti Kobahidze has got through, I think, yes, has got through on Luca Van Leer. So, with things as they are at the moment, the top 8 in the provisional points calculation tally. Jacob Ashcroft, 110. Vince van der Halle, 102. Harry Freeman, 92. Alex Goodson. Oh, Goodson, watch here. 10 places gained. Jack Collinson, the youngster representing Latvia and also indirectly the United Kingdom, based on the name, of course, has moved up 13 places. Alex Goodson, 10 places. Andrea Lavazza, complimenti, 16 places gained for the Italian, and is now 14th, started 30th. And Charlie88 saying, come on, Rory Armstrong. Well, he's behind Hannah Kites from Sweden. She's made up places from... Oh, there's a change for the lead as I say that. Hannah Kreitz now up to 19th position from 31st on the grid. Change for the race lead. As now that is going to be... That's Boris Maximov in first. Second, Vince van der Halle. Third, Noah Barham. Fourth, Jacob Ashcroft. Which means that well, where is Matti Kobahidze? There's Matti Kobahidze. Is it? Oh, Jacob Ashcroft. Jacob's down in 6th. Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. So we're down to 28 runners and riders. We started with 36. We went down to 32. And now the scramble. Here we go. Boris Maximov loses the lead. Vince van der Halle now leads. Second is Noah Barham. Oh, switchback there. That was brilliantly timed there, Mate Kobahidze from Georgia. Fantastic stuff by the 244. Made one of the best moves at Kaupen last year. So did Jacob Ashcroft. And when I said the words, Kobahidze just struck gold and got P3. Now Kobahidze is having to fight back again. Well, he's lost a couple of positions. So now Van der Hallen leads and Barham is in second. Third, Maximov. Fourth, Kobahidze. Fifth, Armstrong. Now with this, it changes things. Mainly because of the fact that Van der Halle goes ahead by a single point. So, right, Alex Goodson, new fastest lap of the race, 56.276 for the Briton. Up from 23rd, now P11, 1 place away from the top 10. 5 minutes to go. And we're still very much not at that point where we'll find out who will be at the sharper end. So, yep. Alex G is shifting. Hey, that's what my friends call me. Oh, I'm shifting the vocals up here, Emerson. Alex G on track, however, doing a sterling job. Now, who was that? Now, I was wondering, was that... that was Harry Freeman, actually, just saw. Right, lead change. Noah Barham leads. Who's in second? Maximov. Third, Van der Halle. Fourth, Kobahidze. Fifth, Ashcroft. Van Leer rounds out the top 6. But guys, keep your eyes behind you. There's Harry Freeman. Harry Freeman, the leading KR Sport driver. Another new fastest lap by Alex Goodson at the moment. 56.207. And yes, I agree. Shun Sakaguchi is an absolute legend. Ends up on top of somebody else in his own cart while he's hanging upside down. Gets dumped back onto 4 wheels and still tries to see if the cart would be cooperative. And Isaac Barker saying exactly the same thing. Oh, dive and a half there on Boris Maximov. There was no hesitation there. As Mate Kobahidze's just got the black and white warning flag from race control. As Luca Van Leer and Ryan, that's Ryan Gandor. Oh, Ryan, that was threading the eye of the needle trying to go around the outside of your teammates. So now, the way things stand, if Ashcroft goes third and he stays third, that's him at the top of the standings, leading the way out of this round of the championship. The podium will be decided. I did have someone actually ask. I was actually asked earlier on, so it will be that the podium decided by points, not by results of each respective final. It's the 2 finals combined that maketh the podium. Luca Van Leer has just been given the slap on the wrist by race control. Noah Barham leading. This now puts him third in the standings and takes Harry Freeman off the podium based on count back. And it's always based on the last result. So Van der Halle, if he finishes ahead of Ashcroft, he's the standings leader and will hit the top step. So 2 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. And will there be any further change? Van der Halle looking for the inside line of Noah Barham, who holds him off for the moment. Now Ashcroft has got to give... Well, Ashcroft is third now. Oh, Ashcroft is third. That changes it again. So we're going to come around the final couple of corners to complete lap number 11. Noah Barham leads. And Vince van der Halle is the Bouvin Power Meats and the Dan Holland Racing Sandwich. As there is Jacob Ashcroft. And it's 105 to Ashcroft, 104 to Van der Halle. Barham, however, still holding on magnificently. Mate Kubahidze trying to go through on Boris Maximov. I'm just wondering, did Kubahidze get through? Yes! And change for the lead. Oh, Van der Halle. Van der Halle through on Noah Barham. But Vince van der Halle, hold on to your hair. You've got 3 DHR wagons right behind you. And now there's tactics coming into play. Ashcroft directing Barham, saying, right, let's get him. Let's get him. And Kubahidze, you can bet your bottom dollar is going to factor into this. The 3 drivers need to work together. They are a team after all. There's a great family-style atmosphere. Whenever I walk in DHR, everyone's smiling, no matter what has happened. And now Ashcroft and Kubahidze, you're letting Boris Maximov back into the picture. Time is now expired, and we hit 0. Oh, and Van der Halle. Van der Halle's getting away. And Van der Halle is now going to very shortly see the final lap board in just a moment's time. Noah Barham, to put up the fight he did for so long, absolutely outstanding by the 2-1-3. Last lap underway. And, well, Kubahidze always dropped all the way down to 10th. But now Barham and Ashcroft, can they put in one final Herculean effort? Ryan Gandor looking to move his way past Boris Maximov, and of all people, Lenny Robiolagash for Lahouk Racing has made up 12 places. I'm sure that Arthur has given Lenny quite a few tactics. And now, here goes Ashcroft. Can it be one final push? 5.5 tenths of a second. Now grows to 7.5, and a little bit of change added on to that. Down in towards turns 12 and 13. It's out of the final corner and winning the final on day 2 and taking the points lead. Vince van der Halle with 107 points will provisionally hit the top step of the podium. Ashcroft goes level. Oh, we've got a championship fight on our hands, do we? 107 points apiece. It goes ex aequo, which basically means it's count back based on your last result. So, a win and a second for Ashcroft in final 1 and final 2. A second and a win in final 2 for Vince van der Halle. Van der Halle will leave as the points leader, but only by the merest of margins, aka count back. Jacob Ashcroft and Noah Barham round out the top 3. Noah Barham just a few points off, 6 points off the overall podium this weekend. That will go to Harry Freeman provisionally in P3 on 93 points. Harry Freeman finished behind Lenny Robiolagash, who made up 12 places. Noah Barham rounds out P3 in this race ahead of Boris Maximov and Ryan Gandor, with Lenny Robiolagash, Harry Freeman, Mate Kubahidze, Storm van Rossum, and Luca Van Leer rounding out the top 10. Andrea Lavazza from 30th on the grid finishes P11. Boris Verhaag, Jack Collinson, and the pride of County Down in Northern Ireland, Rory Armstrong, make it their way to 13th and 14th respectively. We have got a little bit of a clean-up operation at the moment for Lars Lamber's car that will be recovered. Louis Radcliffe rounds out the top 15 ahead of Christian Sejersen, Sebastian Lersch, Alex Goodson, Nicolas Marchand and Lucas Dorder rounding out the top 20. Fastest lap, Alex Goodson, 56.207. Frederick Floods, Engebretz, Lieke van Berkel, Hannah Kreitz, Jente Moonen, Ludwig Hansson, Len Abbas, Kieran Stewart and Thomas Verheyen rounding out the finishers. Retirements from Shun Sekaguchi after a nasty scare on lap 2, turn 3. Ethan Griffiths, Lars Lambers and Max Sidersky. Not taking the start, Eden Unaldogan, Eric Bransborg, Marcus Papp and Ava Morris. Next up, we go to our last race of round 1 of the season. It's the Senior Max Top 36 final coming shortly.
Why do you come here? Is this your career?
Or is it all about fun? A chance to get away and leave it all behind?
Or do you chase your personal best? Challenging yourself over and over again. Why do you come here?
Maybe you're here to collect moments. Good ones. And not so good ones.
Or you can't afford mistakes because you want that victory. It's all about this one moment when the hard work finally pays off.
This is the place that brings us closer to the people who share our story. Whoever we are,
Whatever we're here for, racing is who we are.
Well, we have one more race to go. We're just awaiting for the finalised grid for our top 36 that will go through out of 61 drivers. But there is the circuit that we have been at all weekend for those watching on the BNL Karting Series YouTube and Facebook pages today and yesterday. It has been a very, very long and very, very compacted weekend. And this format will be carrying on through the entire season. And more to the point, it has been a wonderful return for myself to come back as the main voice of the BNL Karting Series, of course. That will slightly change this season. I'm unavailable, so due to other outline commitments for the second round at Marienborg on the 17th and 18th of May. So the voice of the Next Gen Cup, Dan Pepples, will be taking my place in the commentary box. But this 1,360 metre circuit never fails to entertain, and that is exactly what we have had all weekend long. But it comes down to one more race, and then after that we'll celebrate our respective podium drivers based on the results of both finals in both days, and then we control alt and delete, reset until the 17th and the 18th of May 2025, when we head to the Corvin region of southern Belgium, the more prevalent French-speaking region of the country, and we'll head there for another 2 race days. There is the podium, where we will be greeting our respective top 3 in the classes, but we are very shortly going to be getting underway with our final race, race number I think it's 36 this weekend. It's senior max top 36. 61 drivers came into this weekend hoping to score points in both finals. And one of the good things about this particular format is that it's the best 6 out of 8. So if you don't get into the top 36 for a particular round, then you can make your way into another round later on in the championship season and maybe put a good amount of work together. And with the wonderful March sunshine that we've been experiencing yesterday, well, pretty much I've been experiencing along with everybody else since I arrived Friday morning, it has been perfect in terms of optimal track conditions for racing. And still, even at this time, we are running a little bit behind schedule, but the grid is now being assembled for the top 36 drivers that have made it through to this stage, having competed in 3 qualifying heats earlier on today, and also 2 groups of qualifying. And this will be a 15-minute race plus an additional lap. The driver coming into this race as the standings leader is the number 355, and that man is Tom Langlois from France. He's leading ahead of Sebastian Koch, with it being a Dams Racing 1-2. Third being occupied by that man there, Tino Sidler, the younger brother of Mario Sidler. Both those brothers have qualified for the grand finals before. And the trolleys being taken away after the carts have been laid down on their respective grid positions. And everyone gets their balaclavas on. Very jazzy one there for Lorenzo Giaquinto, I believe, for MKC Motorsport. Is that very much in the vein of Valentino Rossi, possibly? All he needs now is Il Dottore on the back of it. So along with the drivers, you've got the mechanics and the teams. There's very much a lot of unsung heroes in this sport. Driver coaches, data engineers, mechanics, family members. There are so many people that makes it possible for these drivers to go racing. Oh, thank you very much, Dave Robinson. Now, well, the father of Lockie Robinson, who has been a competitor in this championship, also ran as a teammate to Sean Butcher. David saying, watching the stream from Saudi, happy memories indeed. Yes, indeed, my friend. Yes, indeed. Just goes to show how global this karting family truly is, from all 4 corners, all 6 continents. I've lost track of the amount of people that I've managed to get to know over the years. As there is Luca Mulau. So, for the final time today, as we bring the curtain call down for round 1 of the season. It's time for one more race. Race 36 of the meeting. It's final 2 for Senior Max. Let's take you through the starting grid. And it's going to be Macaulay Bishop and Devin Rust on the front row. Sverre Ubben and Tom Langlois on row 2. Row 3, Jort van Wijk and Tino Sidler. Robbie Stodder and Knud Nielsen. Lewis Goff and Lado Koanidze. Gianmarco Cortopassi and Ollie Wise. Row 6. Row 7, Ryan Bourguignon and Armand Hamilton. Cameron Nelson and Bastien Mesnil. Row 8. Funky Balaclava, Lorenzo Giaquinto. Thijs van Wijk, Christopher Holst, Sebastian Koch, Sasha Aim, Ruben Verheyen, Simon Perigny, Adam Wooden, Charlie Smith, Matthias Jaderup, Noah Janssen, Enes Dimitrikaya, Luca Moulard, Lex Quintans, Tino Potier, Matteo Montrone, Thierry Lemoigne and Romans Rodinovs made it through. Now, for those that might remember Lachlan Robinson, or Lockie, I'm not going to tell you his actual family nickname because he would probably find me and then disembowel me at the moment. Ran in ADAC GT4 Germany last year with CV Performance Group as part of the support package for the DTM. Really looking forward to seeing what he does this year. So I don't want to divulge any information that I've been told because I could be hung, drawn and quartered, right, David? I'm not going to announce it because it's down to drivers to let us. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this year, but he's got a bright, bright future if he continues in sports cars in 2025. However, these drivers here have the opportunity to make a name for themselves, like drivers that have been through this championship before. Oliver Askew, Rinus VK, Thomas Pleining, amongst others. Just a handful of names. And funnily enough, one of them is connected to DTM and the Porsche Works GT3 program as well. Great to hear from Ron Lynn. Come on, Lewis Goff from the Lynn Goff Clans and Alchemy Car Care. That's a company I haven't heard of for quite a long time. Yes, Lewis Goff has been making moves, making waves this weekend. I have to give a big shout out to David Sullivan, who's been keeping a key eye on him as well. David, looking forward to catching up with you in the booth later on this year. News to be revealed on that one soon. Right. Red lights are on the gantry, and we have... Oh! There is an MKC Motorsport kart that will not take the start. It's the 310. As for the last time this weekend, we're revs up, lights out, and we're underway. Good start by the front end of the field. It's Matteo Montrone that will not take the start, but there's a mid-kart. Oh! Oh! Karts scattered everywhere. Into turn 1. I think I counted at least a third of the field, and someone's gone off at turn 3. Oh! Whoa! Good thing the photographers kept out of the way. Good thing that everyone was trying to avoid the barriers. Whoa! Heart in your mouth stuff right there. So, after the madness that has just asked me to hold my breath and calm down for 15 seconds, leader is Macaulay Bishop. And it's a big margin as we come through to complete lap 1. And the gap is 8.5 tenths after the opening lap. And now here goes Tom Longlois. He dives through on Divian Rust. Rust has to use the runoff area. And what's the point? Well, Longlois is not going to hang about. He wants to be leading the way. He's on 105 points and he gets through. So that's going to be Longlois on 107. He's currently on 105 when he went through into third position. Aiden Karting, afternoon Alex, super commentary as always. I am absolutely humbled by that comment. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. But Tom Longlois, now when they cross the line to complete lap number 2, it is going to be Tom Longlois having a 9-point advantage. Bishop and Sidler, 98 points apiece. Bishop second, based on countback. And Lewis Goff is definitely feeling the heat. He's got the likes of Kohanidze, Sabarin and Thijs van Wijk right behind him. but he's soaking up the pressure like a sponge. So 12 and a half minutes to go. Dive up the inside. That was the 3.97. Robbie Storder on Denmark's Knud Nielsen. So there's going to be a lot of action here. Jort van Wijk now has been passed by Tino Sidler. So Sidler now goes ahead of Bishop by a point in the current standings. 3 wide coming out of turn 1. Oh, and one of them... Who was one of them? I think possibly Cortapassi, the 321 from MKC Motorsport. So Matteo Montrone did not take the start. Ryan Bourguignon is fastest out of there by anybody's stretch of the imagination. And Simon Perigny is definitely trying to move up the order. Perigny up 9 places. Charlie Smith from the United States of America has made up 10 spots. He's now 17th. He's closing in very quickly, make that 16th. So Christopher Holst has dropped down to P17. Oh, well, I thought Junior was going to be explosive. Hang on, I forgot about Cedias. Maybe I need to take some tablets to remind myself. 347 gets a warning flag from race control. So it is going to be the case. Now, Aiden Karting. That wouldn't happen to be Aiden Hassan, would it, by any chance? There we go. I hope I have. I hope we get a thumbs up on that one in a moment. 347 has got a warning flag. So drivers are having to watch their P's and Q's, cross the T's, dot the I's. And Cortapassi is battling away. That was with Perigny, who... Perigny said to Cortapassi, I'm sorry, you're going to hold my croissant and I'm going to get through. And lit the touch paper. Perigny just did not give 2 hoots on that one. Just thought, right, I'm going to throw it up the inside and made it work. Cortapassi has just received a warning flag from race control as we are getting closer and closer to the end of this race and the end of the weekend. I can't believe it. They say time flies when you're having fun. Well, when there's racing on, there is a lot to take in. There's a lot of adrenaline rushes up and down. Blood pressure goes through the roof, pulse rate goes through the roof, and then you wonder, is that going to be the case? That you're going to be feeling okay? I think it's going to take me the drive to Brussels-Zaventem Airport this evening for me to calm down a little bit, because we've still got the podium to do as well. However, Bishop is leading by 0.6 of a second. So, at the moment, the top 8 in the predicted standings. Langlois will lead by on 107 points. 8 ahead of Sidler, 9 ahead of Bishop, 17 ahead of Sebastian Koch, who will drop to 4th in the standings. Charlie Smith currently running in 5th in the standings, 88 points for the American. Jort van Wijk and Ollie Jonkers tied on 87 apiece, with Van Wijk, based on countback, taking 6th, and Lewis Goff brings himself up the order to 8th place, and with that comes 8th in the top 8 when it comes to the podium and also the standings. Oh, Ollie Wise. There we go. He's just put in a nice little tidy lap there. 54.982 for the 356 for KR Sport. And, well, what a race it has been for Sverre Ubben. His luck is what is missing. The racing is there, the pace is there. Qualifying, he was the quickest out of 61 drivers. And now in the top 36 final, he's down in 35th. And I'm sure that him and Edgar and the team at GKS will be going, what do we need to do to turn our luck around? Racing is all good when you've got the equipment underneath you. And also with that, not just the machinery underneath you, the team behind you, like mechanic, family, team boss, if you're running with one of the teams, the mechanic, the cart working in harmony with the driver, but then you've got to have that little bit of luck. And, I mean, it's actually a pretty good topic that comes into play here. Alan McNish says, I believe in preparation. Well, he wasn't so lucky when he had that big off after colliding with Timo Bernhard. I think if I remember correctly, it was 2000 and... Oh, it was on one of the Le Mans films. It was on Truth on 24-2, where we saw Marcel Fessler, Benoit Trullier, and Andre Lotterer be the sole surviving Audi after Alan McNish crashed in hour 2. Mike Rockenfeller crashed on the Mulsanne Straight, and the brand new R18 e-tron, the R18 Ultra at 3 in the morning. And what did Audi do? They put all their horses in, all their eggs into one basket, entrusted it to Trullier, Fessler and Lotterer, and they went out and won it. But luck is also part of it. A big part of this sport. Irrespective of whether it's karting, irrespective of whether it's top tier LMP sports cars, and even Formula One. Sverre Ubben's luck in the qualifying heats and the qualifying, brilliant. And it's the finals where something just goes, unfortunately, wrong. But we now concentrate with just over 5 minutes to go on the battle. And it's not just any battle. It's the battle for the victory. It's the battle for a score of 55 points. And at the moment, the man leading the way is from Hertfordshire, just outside the hometown of seven-time Formula One world champion, and this year joining Scuderia Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton. It's Macaulay Bishop leading the way. Tom Langlois in second. Two drivers in Formula One currently, BWT Alpine F1's Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, now with MoneyGram Haas F1, alongside a driver that cut his teeth in Rotax competition, Ollie Behrman. And so has younger brother Thomas, who's just gone into Formula 4. And Thomas and David used to be part of this paddock. Then you got Tino Sidler. Swiss drivers I can remember from that nation. Well, I can tell you a Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finalist from that nation, Mike Hitchcock. Rahul Fry from Iron Dames. Marcel Fessler is also from Switzerland. Nico Müller. You know, people think my dad at one point when I was 16 years old said, Alex, you really do know some very, very trivial things. You put me in the world of motorsport, I'm like one of those... one of those photographic machines. I can remember quite a lot of stuff. As I'm getting older, it's a little bit more difficult to remember. But with 3 minutes and 20 to go, it has not become a four-way scrap. It is now a five-way scrap, because joining the back of the train, behind Macaulay Bishop, behind Tom Langlois, Tino Sidler, Dorian Rust, and Robbie now you've got Robbie Stordeur. But hold the phone, because 2.7 seconds covers the top 8. Knud Nielsen, Jort van Wijk and Lado Kohenidze could factor into this. They really could. They really could. Believe you me. And the mind games are beginning. Tom Langlois trying to get through on Macaulay Bishop for the race lead, and invariably that will be another maximum haul of 55 points. Now Bishop has got a little bit of daylight between himself and Langlois. Langlois doesn't always need to go for the victory, but he would like to have that. I'm sure that anybody would. If I was a race driver, yes, I'd probably want to have the same as well. So across the line we go. 2 minutes plus an additional lap remains on the timer here at the home of champions for Senior Rotax Final 2. And because Tino Sidler now is in third place, he moves a couple of points ahead of Macaulay Bishop. So it'll be 107 Langlois, 100 Sidler, 98 for Bishop, Koch on 90, Smith on 89. Where's Charlie Smith? He's up 15 spots. Great job by him. And now there's going to be a switchback attempt here. Oh, two Tony carts side by side for the briefest of moments. That was Devian Rost and Robbie Storder. Knud Nielsen is not that far behind either. It could get a little bit close for comfort now as we head on to our second from penultimate lap. So 3 to go. As a dive up the inside, was that was Lado Guanidze, I think. Well, that was Lado Guanidze being dive bombed by Jort van Wyk. Lewis Goff is there, and he's running 9th. And, well, with him running 9th, unfortunately, Lewis Goff will be just at the bottom end of the top 10 in the points going into round 2 on the 17th and the 18th of May this year, where the road to the grand finals in Bahrain will continue through the BNL Karting Series. And obviously not too long after this event, the entries will have already been, well, the entries are pretty much been opened because to attract more entries per round, 2 laps remaining. And a dive up the inside on the 393. And Devian Rost, I think, was passed. Well, there is Knud Nielsen. So Robbie Storder having to fight tooth and nail as the timer hits 0. After this, one single solitary lap remains here at the home of champions. So 1.36 kilometres to go here at the home of champions. Last lap of the weekend. Black and white warning flag going to 393 Devian Rost. But it all comes down to one final lap. Does Tom Langlois have something waiting comme une belle surprise dans ce dernier tour? So Langlois is now fighting with Bishop. He wants a maximum score. The question is, will Langlois force the issue, or will Bishop sternly defend his territory? Here we go into turn 10 for the final time. The left-hander at turn 11. 2 more corners to go. Bishop holds on. Langlois trying to get the under over. And to the line, it's going to go to Bishop. Bishop wins. Bishop wins final number 2. Langlois finishing second. Leaves as the points leader after the season opener. Tino Sidler with that third place finish takes home second in the points on 100. But there is your driver, the 355 Tom Langlois from France and Dams Racing, came here with a statement of intent and now will lead us into Marienburg in just a couple of months' time, he realises what he's just achieved. He is leading the way in the senior Rotax journey to Bahrain later on this year. Bishop wins it, Langlois second, Sidler, Stordeur and Kohanidze round out your top five. Knud Nielsen, Jort van Wyk, Lewis Goff, Charlie Smith, Taze van Wyk, Arnold Sabaha, Simon Perigny, Sebastian Koch, Gianmarco Cortapassi, Ollie Wise, Ollie Yonkers, Devian Ross, Sasha Aim, Adam Wooden, Noah Janssen, Roman Zrodyanovs, Ahmed Hamilton, Bastien Mesnil, Cameron Nelson, Christopher Holst, Ruben Verheyen, Ryan Bourguignon, Matthias Jerup, Tino Potier, and Lorenzo Giaquinto round at your top 30. 33 finishers at the end of that race. Thierry Lemoigne, Lex Quintans and Luca Moulin. Unfortunately, Matteo Montrone retired before the race got underway, with Sverre Ubben and Enes Demirkaya calling time on their final. Well, it's the calm after the storm here at the opening round of the 2025 BNL Karting Series season. There are a few thank yous. A big thank you to our friends at WFR Live TV, which this stream is powered by. A big thank you to them for their first weekend on our journey with them this season. A big thank you to Timekeeping, our panel of stewards from the Royal Automobile Club of Belgium administration, Parc Fermé, Scrutineering, Tyre Bay, our marshals, the men and women in the colour orange that have been with us all season, all weekend long, our recovery crew, medical, and also a big thank you to everyone that's been a part of this weekend. For you guys and girls watching at home on the BNL Karting Series YouTube channel and the Facebook page, a big thank you to the drivers. Over 180 drivers signed up for this weekend. And all the major teams, a big thank you to you all the families, all the mechanics, all the data engineers, a big thank you to you all. You all are what makes this sport great. But more to the point, that really is about it. What a weekend it's been to kickstart the 2025 BNL Karting Series season. And what's more, it's the opportunity for me to come back to my European commentary home here. This is where I started my European karting career as a commentator back in April of 2018. And it's wonderful to come back here each and every time. It truly feels like home. A big thank you to you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also, if you're watching on Facebook, give us a like. It might be a little click for you lot out there, but it means a whole heap to us here at the BNL Karting Series. Our journey continues on the 17th and the 18th of May 2025, where we make our way down to Cauvin, to the French-speaking region of Belgium, just off of the French border, to the Karting des Fagnes International Raceway. My name's Alex Goldschmidt. You'll be joined next time out. That's for round 2. The voice of the Next Gen Cup, Dan Pepples, will be stepping in for commentary and I'll be making my return. So I look forward to seeing you all back in June for round 3. Until then, this has been a WFR Live TV production. We'll see you next time. Good night.